I'm Ben Maracle, and welcome to where Hollywood is taken seriously. Today, along with my guest, Steven Sibilia, I will be reviewing the film Dark Phoenix, which is directed by Simon Kinberg. I will warn you that this review contains major spoilers. Steven, what did you think about Dark Phoenix?
I liked it. I didn't think it was great. I didn't think it was completely awful. There were positives, there were negatives. Let's start with acting, right? We both agree James McAvoy was great.
He was
Right?
terrific.
Yeah. We say Jennifer Lawrence was good. I mean, we both agree on that. I think they're the two really that are worth mentioning. One thing about Jennifer Lawrence is her makeup.
Yes, I think there was a problem there.
No, it was very. I don't want to. What should we call
It almost looked like an action figure.
Yeah, it didn't
really
look.
did.
It was very. It wasn't as detailed as it should have been. Like the other ones, like you could tell they spent hours and hours trying to get this makeup done. This looked very rushed and quick, and just like get this done so we can have her on screen for however long she's on screen for in that makeup. And it was unfortunate. Final result was just bad makeup on that character, but. I think it was fine. The movie moved right along up until Jessica Chastain's character came in.
Yeah, that's where
the movie takes a turn.
Yeah.
I think the movie, as well as just like kind of changing when her character came in, slowed down a little bit for me.
Oh yeah.
Like it felt
went right downhill.
Yeah. So, and I didn't like, we both didn't like her character at all. Very shallow, not a lot of development there. Not a very good character, just a very simple villain.
And it was ridiculous. It really was. If she wasn't in the movie, they could have created a whole nother plot line that I guarantee you would have been much better.
Or even just have her out of the movie, don't even create another plot line, just stick with the Dark Phoenix thing. Would have been much more focused and just felt just like straightforward Dark Phoenix.
Instead of these aliens,
the
Dabari.
Yeah.
Dabari.
Instead of them, which they just don't feel like they need to be there at all.
And they're not as memorable as the Sentinels.
Certainly not. Yeah, no, the Sentinels brought much more of a threatening force. Also, another thing with characters is character development.
Yep.
I personally thought that a lot of the major developments with certain characters like Beast choosing to go to Magneto and go against his X-Men, and we know why he did it was because of Mystique's death and the fact that Jean was responsible for that, and he knew that he could side with Magneto and that he would help him go find Jean. But I would have liked more time to sit with a lot of these characters and really feel, if it could have been written better, how they were feeling, or I would have liked to see more of their decision to who they're loyal to.
And the only one that they really write well is Professor Xavier.
Yeah, that's the only one. He's the only one who gets detail in his character, and we see him get an ego and get very full of himself and
arrogant.
Yeah, and arrogant. And so he was probably the most entertaining character to watch, I would say.
Yep.
But story was fine, but it was very dull for like the Dark Phoenix saga should be a very, I think you'd agree with this, should be a very big thing. It should feel huge.
Oh, it should be huge. I mean, it was part of the animated TV series.
Exactly.
And even the comics.
Yeah, huge thing in the comics. It should be a huge thing in the movies.
It could have been 2 movies.
Yeah, but it just felt dull in this. Like it didn't really.
Very bland.
Yeah, very bland. They didn't deliver a very good, impactful story. You never really feel the stakes of everything.
No, you don't. And I think that was probably ruined by Jessica Chastain's character.
Yeah.
That's why I think the first 45 minutes are probably the best part of the whole movie.
They are the best part, yeah. Because, while the action is fun towards the end and everything, the movie feels more focused before Jessica Chastain's character comes in.
Well, if you talk about action, then CGI is brought up.
Yeah.
Which, nothing special at all.
Yeah, nothing special with CGI. It looked fine, I thought, but none of it looked great. Some of it didn't look great, especially Storm. When Storm used her lightning, I was unimpressed with that. I thought that could have looked a lot better. But other than that, everything looked fine. It just wasn't like anything stand out or worth talking about. It was just very... Like usually CGI in these movies is like big and it's amazing and it's like large scale and stuff, but this just it was very
Basic.
bland. Yeah, basic.
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 There's nothing
Exactly. Yeah.
special about that at all.
Um,
The music was very good. It was done by an Oscar winner, Hans Zimmer,
yep.
who we have to remember also did the Dark Knight trilogy.
Yep. So he's kind of a
And-
reliable person to do your music for.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
definitely for a superhero movie or comic book movie.
Yeah.
So I thought his music was wonderful, and more importantly, they played the music at the appropriate times.
Yeah.
A lot of superhero comic book movies miss that.
Uh-huh.
Miss that. Captain Marvel was an example of bad music.
Yeah, Captain Marvel's music was awful. And I agree with you. This movie, it used its music very appropriately, and it never felt out of place. You know, it always felt like there was need for the music there, and the music fit the scene, and it just worked. It worked.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it was terrific.
Yeah.
The ending,
Yes.
as you know, I would say was right out of the ending of The Dark Knight
The
Rises.
Dark Knight Rises, yeah.
You disagreed with that?
Yeah, I wouldn't say that it was totally copying that. I mean, there's different things going on in every one of them. With this one, it's left to question whether or not Professor X is a bad guy or not. In The Dark Knight Rises, it's Alfred. It's much bigger, I would say. It's Alfred getting his closure on the fact that Bruce Wayne is still alive and he's able to be happy with Selina Kyle. It's a much bigger moment, and it's meant to end this fantastic trilogy. This is just kind of a moment where we get to see them have their chess game again, Professor X and Magneto. But other than that, I don't see. I mean, that they're kind of similar scenes, but I think their subject that they're trying to deal with is so different that I wouldn't say that they're copying each other. I'd say that The Dark Knight Rises is the better one of the two.
Well, of
because-
course,
yeah,
but you just mentioned, what did you just say, more powerful scene or a bigger scene?
is The Dark Knight Rises one.
Right, but wouldn't you say, and I agree that it is,
Yeah.
wouldn't you say, though, the question of was Professor X a bad guy all along?
Yeah.
That's pretty big
I'd say
to
that's-
ask that question.
Yeah, I'd say that's big, but like I said, the rest of this movie, this movie isn't big. Like, it doesn't feel that way. It feels very
Right.
dull. So that moment itself, while it is big, like the other stuff, it doesn't feel like this massive scale like it really should. So they could have handled that a little bit better, in my
And
opinion.
especially since there is no more X-Men movies
Nothing
coming
else.
out, except for New Mutants, if it's
Which-
even released.
Yeah, so,
Out of this series, the prequel series,
yes.
what would you say is the best?
The best one?
Yeah.
I would say Days of Future Past is the best one.
I would as well. For worst,
Worst, I'd probably go Apocalypse.
see, I disagree with that.
You said this one, right?
I said this.
Yeah.
I said Dark Phoenix was the worst out of all of them.
Like, even the
No, out of the
originals?
prequels
Out of
only.
the prequels, okay,
Prequels
yeah.
only.
Yeah.
So, what is your final grade for Dark Phoenix?
Final grade for Dark Phoenix would be a C+.
Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
I give Dark Phoenix a C. Thanks for watching, and I hope you keep watching my future reviews. You can like Where Hollywood is Taken Seriously on Facebook. You can also email me at wherehollywoodistakenseriously@gmail.com with your thoughts and opinions on Dark Phoenix. And remember, this is where Hollywood is taken seriously.